Hello, right back at another lit YouTube video for y'all, man. Yes, sir. We are back at it. You know what I'm saying? With the consistency and everything. Y'all know what we do here. You know what I'm saying? We are getting into this topic right here. Today we are reacting to the NBA has a baby mama problem now. These NBA players, and NFL players too, like you gotta be out here having kids, bro. Baby mama drama and all of that. We always hear it. We seen it before, so we about to hop on to this video and see how many. The recent ones I heard about is like P.J. Washington and Anthony Edwards. So this is gonna be a deep dive into how many and the situation and stuff like that. But before we hop on to the content, man, before we hop onto this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. I really would appreciate it. And you know what I'm saying? Feel free to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that shows love to my videos, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to keep it, cool for y'all. I'm trying to keep the consistency going, and I appreciate all the love and support y'all been giving me. But without further ado, man, follow me on my social media, spam everything, subscription down below. Without further ado, let's hop on to this video, man. Lego.
From desperately trying to prove that they're connected to the streets, to getting into heated altercations with their own teammates, and even to the point of smuggling blicks into the locker room. It's no secret that NBA players have a real talent for getting attention for all the wrong reasons. While these incidents make for shocking news cycles that fade within weeks, one persistent problem that continues to plague NBA stars and respected Hall of Famers is the issue of baby mamas. It's not just unplanned pregnancies or complicated relationships, but the obvious pattern where players find themselves paying massive child support to multiple women and creating public scandals that overshadow their athletic achievements. It's your boy Luesta, aka La Hoopsta, and today we're diving into the NBA's baby mama problem. Since 2020, Anthony Edwards has quickly established himself as one of the league's most electrifying young talents. The Timberwolves' rising star is known for his clutch performance and charismatic personality, both on and off the court. But behind the highlight reels and endorsement deals, Ant-Man would find himself entangled to some serious drama that threatened to overshadow his achievements on the court. And the situation would get messy when you realize that Ant shares the same baby mama with that Atlanta rapper Lil Baby. When Ayesha informed Ant-Man that she was pregnant,
I forgot it is Lil Baby's baby mama. Yo, these girls in this industry just be ran through, gang. Like, just ran through.
the Wolves shooting guard didn't seem interested in the baby and quickly suggested that she gets rid of it. "I'm pregnant, wanted to tell you in person, but you gave me no other choice." To which Anthony Edwards shockingly responded, "Okay, lol, get the abortion." However, Ayesha made it clear that she wasn't going to get rid of the baby. According to the 38-year-old Ayesha, Anthony never
38? Dirt. She and Anthony Edwards was 22 at the time, 23. Crazy work.
To me to inquire about my well-being of our child, or of any of the needs I had during my pregnancy. I did not receive any support, emotional, financial, or otherwise, throughout the entire duration of my pregnancy. After giving birth to the baby, the 23-year-old NBA star would file a paternity suit in Georgia, demanding a DNA test, which would eventually confirm that he was the father of the child. Then, Ayesha would respond with another lawsuit in LA, claiming that Ant deliberately filed the case in Georgia in order to get favorable child support. For context, child support in LA
You might not need cute kids to tell you.
mean a bigger paycheck. But considering that she doesn't even live or have any property in LA, it would be hard seeing any judge rule in her favor, which is exactly what happened as the judge ruled that the case wouldn't happen in LA. Later on, there were whispers that Anthony paid $1 million up front to complete 18 years of child support. Anthony Edwards telling the judge that he would pay the whole 216 months of child support up front is nasty. He hates that woman and that child. Do you know how bad you have to not like someone to offer up 216 months of child support up front? He never wants to see them again. But the 38-year-old mom denied that anything of such happened.
That's the only thing, to me, it's like, okay, you got issues with with the parent or whatever, right? But yeah, remember, I created a life, gang. And this is where, if I have a child in this world, bro, planned or unplanned, it's my responsibility to take care of that kid. That's a copy of me. It's the next generation of me. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta do what's best for them because the kids are the future. So him, not wanting to have anything to do with her is one thing, but not having anything to want to do with the child is another, bro. Because that's your kid at the end of the day. That's your DNA. They got the same blood running through your veins. That's the thing that really gets me, bro. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll change his mind later in life. You know what I'm saying? He is only 23, 24 years old. I think he's 24 now. But I think he's going to regret that. I'm not going to lie. Because these kids get older, gang. These kids get older. That's all I got to say.
Even clapped back at fans who accused her of getting pregnant just to extort some cash from Ant-Man.
I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby? Now, if that was triggering, that's how I feel every time somebody says, do you even love that baby? You kept that baby for a check.
While Edwards never wanted to be in the baby's life, it's hard to consider him a deadbeat father, considering he was very much involved in the lives of the other 3 children from 3 different women. And this is part of the reason why the baby mama situation is always messy and should be considered a distraction for any player who wants to be on his A game at all times. Because managing multiple relationships with different women and their children creates potential unwanted drama that could explode at any moment. And this is exactly what happened when another one of Ant's baby mamas began to sue him just after his W in the Aisha case. And now the drama is starting to spill over to his NBA career, with his teammates growing increasingly uncomfortable with the media attention surrounding Ant-Man's personal life. However, in an effort to put the matter to rest, Edwards has offered Aisha full custody of the child, hoping to avoid further disruption of his career. While the custody matter appears settled, the amount Anthony will pay in child support remains up in the air, with both sides waiting for the judge's final ruling.
I think he's gonna regret that later in life. That's all I gotta say about that. He's definitely gonna regret that later in life. Cause you know what I'm saying? She gonna wanna find her father.
On what would be a substantial monthly payment given his multi-million-dollar NBA contract. But this wouldn't be the only time an NBA player would go viral for allegedly dropping big racks on child support. Just like the Mavericks power forward PJ Washington, who had a baby with the professional groupie Brittany Renner. In the beginning, this duo would seem serious about their relationship.
He asked me to be his girlfriend, and I wanted to take our relationship to the next level. I'm like, we're not really gonna get anywhere if I stay here in Woodland Hills, because I had my condo out there. And I'm like, my lease is up in April. I want to give this a fair shot. So we talked about me moving to Charlotte. I got my own apartment there. I got an 8-month lease. And I think I moved there April 2020. And then by the summertime, you know, he had asked me to move in with him. And we moved in together in July.
But her persistence on the internet and the type of personal information she shares with the public seems to make him uncomfortable.
Expansive. I've had sex with 35 guys. Okay?
How many? Did she say 35? Bro, hold on. What did she say?
Seems to make him uncomfortable.
Expansive. I've had sex with 35 guys.
Oh my God. 35? 35? Damn.
Whew. Oh, Lord.
Sharing this type of information on the internet might not be the best PR strategy, especially when you're with an athlete of that level. So it's understandable why PJ would feel that way.
So that person that wants to be with Brittany Renner, they're gonna know what she's done and be okay with that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's hard for that? Is it hard for an athlete? Because athletes are very private, and they. And don't take this the wrong way, but they kind of like, that's mine. And to know that that package has been unwrapped by somebody else multiple occasions, it doesn't sit well.
But the Mavericks
They don't. But they don't think like how we think. I'm not gonna lie. They don't think about it like that. They just think, be like, oh, why does it matter? You know, it's in the past. You know.
get her to stop.
He then offered the luxury of saying, hey, you don't have to post. You can kind of kick your feet up and relax, just focus on baking in peace. He was never like, don't post that. It was worded, why do you feel the need to do that? why do you have to post in that way? Why do you have to pose like that? Like, why do you have to show your body? It was those covert questions that were like, really the undertone was like, why are you fucking posting like that? You're not gonna post like that if we're together.
After a while, there were accusations of PJ getting caught cheating. Instead of trying to defend himself, the 26-year-old NBA player would immediately kick Britney out of his house, despite her being 7 months pregnant with his own child.
There was a lot that happened when I was pregnant. And when I found out, he told me to get the fuck out of our house.
After giving birth to the baby, there were rumors that PJ Washington had paid $200,000 in child support, but he quickly made a tweet denying the fact. Stop the cap. Whether it's $200,000 or not, Washington's baby mama situation is a typical example of how private family matters quickly become public entertainment that threatens to damage the player's reputation. Since then, the duo has moved on, with PJ Washington getting married to another woman and Britney getting married to Kevin Gates. However, they ended up divorcing within 2 months. And it's a common thing for celebrities to rotate the same ladies, considering they all hang out in the same social circles. But the most absurd rotation might be the one involving Scottie Pippen and his ex-wife. The 6-time NBA champ got married to his ex-wife back in 1997, and they all had 4 children together. Although being married to one of the top 20 NBA players in the country brought Larsa Pippen some attention, her appearance on The Real Housewives of Miami exposed her to a wider audience, and this level of attention came with its downside, as all eyes would constantly be on her. In late 2016, there were whispers of Larsa Pippen cheating on the Hall of Famer with Future. Scottie and Larsa would nearly get divorced over the issue, but after the couple reconciled, Future would release the album Future in early 2017, which hinted at his affair with Larsa. In the opening track of the album, Future would spit some nasty bars, which a lot of people thought were directed towards Scottie. I make the blogs with your bitch cause I'm ruthless. I just slam dunk your bitch. Hall of Fame. Larsa would post a photo on Instagram, posing beside a man who looked a lot like Future, and that's because it was. And to add fuel to the fire, Larsa would post another picture with the caption, "The heart wants what it wants." And the Atlanta rapper didn't hesitate to leave a comment under the post, further confirming fans' speculation. Although there's no clear reason why Larsa would have an affair with another man, for Future, it was dubbed as elite revenge for Scottie's, once refusing to sign an autograph for him. However, in an interview with Hollywood Unlocked, Larsa set the record straight that she and Future were nothing more than just friends, explaining that the rapper just happened to be there when she needed someone during that chapter of her life.
No, we were just friends. Like, we just needed each other at that moment, and we became good friends.
Became good friends. She sounds like a bro. She has that porn star sound, bro. She said, "We're just friends." You needed me in a time of need, right? Shoulder to cry on. Shoulder to cry on. As always. Y'all know the saying. Y'all know the saying.
Further clarified that she didn't cheat on Scottie Pippen, and that both of them were done at the time.
Because everyone thought I cheated on him with Scottie, and I'm like, that isn't what happened. Scottie wasn't anywhere to be found at this point. Like, he was like, I let him be great, and I was like, yo, figure out what you want and like be great, and I'm gonna be here with the kids. And if someone comes, into my life and shakes things up, then I'm just giving you a heads up.
But this wouldn't be the only time Larsa Pippen would be involved in this sort of drama, because in late 2022, she would find herself in a relationship with Michael Jordan's eldest son, Marcus Jordan, which is a bit of a tight situation considering Scottie Pippen's estranged relationship with his former teammate.
Why is the tension so high with anything related to Michael? You and Michael, Barkley and Michael.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just think that Michael is a very difficult person to deal with. I played with him for years, so I know that, when it's time for you to move in your direction, then go in your direction. Don't sit there and try to procrastinate or stretch it. That the relationship is not where it was or not what it used to be, and it's never going to be the same. So why try and make something out of nothing, or try to make something that was never there? So, great teammate, but we just never were great friends.
Even Michael Jordan, who typically keeps to himself, had to let everyone know that he wasn't exactly on board with the idea of his 34-year-old son being with the 50-year-old mother of 4.
Hey, Mr. Jordan, what do you think about Marcus and Larsa Pippen together? You approve of it?
And Marcus tried to make it seem like his father was just joking, claiming that he might have had a little too much to drink.
When I saw it, immediately I thought he's, just being playful. He's, a little lit maybe. I didn't put too much weight into it.
It probably is awkward for my ex and your dad.
for sure.
Although it's pretty clear where MJ stood in all of this drama, in an interview with Tamron Hall, Larsa Pippen would claim that all is well.
I feel like it's not about, my parents or his parents, they're all happy, our whole family's fine. I feel like it's more about like where I am, where he is. I feel like we're in a great place. We motivate each other. We're really happy being together. And I feel like that's the most important thing.
However, it seemed like she only got together with Marcus Jordan just to get back at Scottie Pippen, who has seemingly moved on a long time ago. I mean, it's okay to be with younger men, but when the age gap is 16 years and he happens to be the son of your ex-husband's rival, people would obviously have a lot of questions.
Why would you date Michael Jordan's son, knowing that it's been pretty clear that Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan didn't have this relationship people thought, and certainly don't have it now? You could date anybody in the world. Why date Michael Jordan's son?
And as you would expect, she made it seem like they just had good chemistry.
I didn't plan it like that. It wasn't like it was planned like that. I think we were just together a lot with our friends, and it just so happened. It wasn't like something I planned. You gotta remember.
Some shit that happens in a TV show, bro. Like, that shit happens in a TV show. Like, where y'all hanging out, there's always a leading lady, and there's always a man with the leading lady, and it's always, they hook up. That's the type of shit that happens in a TV show, bro.
I feel like for me, being, married to someone that was an athlete or whatever, it's really hard. You get scrutinized a lot. People don't think you should have a life once you get divorced. They think once you're divorced, you're done. And I feel like I've overcome so many different obstacles because I feel like I should have love. I should be able to date who I want. I should be able to live happy and go, just go wherever I want to go and not be judged every time I'm seen with someone.
The duo would break up in 2024 due to their differing paths in life. And while having good chemistry is important, it's not a guarantee that there will be zero drama. In fact, sometimes the most unexpected humiliation comes from the couples who seem to have it all figured out. Like when the wife of the NBA's golden boy decided to shake up the entire internet with one interview. For a long time, Ayesha Curry was seen as one of the model NBA wives alongside Savannah James, who's held it down for LeBron for decades. Ayesha's been happily married to three-time NBA champ Steph Curry since 2011, and the couple has built a public image which has been rooted in faith and squeaky clean love goals. Their relationship was never the typical Hollywood type of relationship. However, that perfect public image would have a crack in 2019 during Ayesha's appearance on Jada Smith's Red Table Talk show. The 28-year-old mother of four would admit to something no one saw coming.
Something that really bothers me and honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, there are all these women throwing themselves, but me, the past 10 years, I don't have any of that. I have zero, this sounds weird, but male attention. And so then I begin to internalize it and I'm is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not even looking. But I'm gonna tell you something else too. When you're
what? That is embarrassing. Imagine your wife go on TV saying that. Oh, I have zero male attention. You want attention from other men? That's crazy, bro. A woman can sit here and have it all. Married to a man, he doing well in his career, multi-millionaire. And you still want attention from other men, bro? That is sick.
I was turned off because I dealt with that for years too. And I was young, like you.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that someone's looking.
What? I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know somebody's looking.
The wife of one of the greatest shooters in the NBA and craving male attention.
That is embarrassing. That don't even make sense. Why would you even talk out your face like that?
It's crazy. What makes it even worse is that she's getting validated by Jada Smith of all people. Imagine being blessed with one of the most successful, rich professional athletes as a husband. He's not messy, being caught up in scandals / mistresses, seems to be a family man and a great father to your children, and you still would like attention from other men. It's never good enough for most women. If this was someone else, I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be no problems. But for someone who used to be known for her modesty, it was a different case. Everyone into barely wearing clothes these days, huh? Not my style. I like to keep the good stuff covered up for the one who matters. However, it's the type of thing you'd expect from anyone hanging out at the same table with Jada Smith. She's taking advice from Jada, rest in peace. Taking advice from Jada, who's a swinger and has an open relationship. Tragic. Most fans thought it was inappropriate to make such comments, especially in front of the NBA star's mom. Some even went as far as suggesting that the Golden State shooter should have signed a prenup. Even Stephen Curry himself caught some heat, with some fans suggesting he wasn't giving Ayesha enough attention. But Steph, who didn't care what everyone was saying, took to his Instagram story to defend his wife. Proud of you for being authentic and putting yourself out there, not being afraid of the potential bullshit and nonsense that could come and did come at you. Way more positive than negative with all.
Just, that's his wife and stuff. He's like always on her side, just defending her. Oh no, she's not like that. Just that and third. He's always being that nice guy. He got to protect his image too. He has an image to keep up, so he can't sit here and crash out and just go crazy. He can't do that because it's bad for the brand, bad for the money. You know what I'm saying? I respect it, but it's just like, damn, how much can you take at this point? Like,
keep being you. I love you. However, things would get even more spicy when she posted a bikini photo on Instagram, making people calling her a hypocrite. And just like that, Ayesha Curry did the same thing she bashed other women for. But Ayesha never responded to the backlash, following up with a picture of her and shirtless Steph. So it's safe to say that she was completely unbothered. However, just when we thought things would be cooling down about their relationship, a crazier clip resurfaced online in 2023, showing Ayesha salivating over a half-naked man and jokingly trying to pull off her ring. Although this was clearly a joke, it was kind of disrespectful to do on air, and some NBA fans couldn't keep their cool about this. She's married to a man with a mid-9-figure net worth, future Hall of Famer, and is willing to disrespect him for a guy whose net worth is probably equal to one of Steph's cars. But it's clear that Steph Curry consistently steps up to defend Ayesha, showing the kind of public support that most couples can only dream of. And not every NBA baby mama is fortunate enough to have that kind of backing. In fact, some find themselves fighting their battles completely alone, like Jimmy Butler's baby mama, who just discovered how different things can be. Unlike some
Jimmy Butler got kids? I didn't even know that.
Players who end up in messy public battles with multiple women, Jimmy Butler has a habit of keeping his personal life relatively private. And for years, Jimmy seemed to have everything under control, only speaking about his children when necessary.
Who were you playing for?
Honestly, I always talk about my why, and my why are my kids. Like, everything I do now, I want to make it home to them. I want to make sure that they're safe. I want to make sure that they know how hard I play and that you can do any and everything you want to whenever you put your mind to it. They're my why. They're why I go so hard, and I can't wait to see them as well.
But even the most private relationships can explode into public drama. And Jimmy's situation with Caitlin Nowak has become a perfect example of how quickly things can turn ugly when money gets involved. The NBA forward has been with his girlfriend since 2019, and the couple has welcomed 3 babies. Since then, Caitlin refused to work or seek any form of employment, which is understandable considering the NBA star is currently paying $55,000 a month in child support. This is where the baby mama problem becomes a business issue, because $55,000 is more than what most people make in a year, and it's just the starting point of Jimmy's child support payment. And no one really knows how he ended up paying this sum in the first place, especially since they were actually together. But even more drama began in 2023 when the mother of 3 demanded an additional $10,000 a month to pay for a nanny, bumping the amount to $65,000 monthly. This might not look like a lot, but when you multiply that by 12 months, that's a $780,000 bag a year just for having kids existing in this world. Plus, demanding 10 racks for a nanny is weird, considering she doesn't have anything going on aside from being a mother. Why in God's name do you need $10,000 a month for a nanny when you don't have a job? But despite the crazy requests, Jimmy agreed to pay the extra cash on temporary.
And that was his girl too, like that's crazy. And it's 3 of them. I had no idea, bro. What, bro? Yo, some of these NBA players, bro, athletes, bro, y'all gotta be careful, gang. Like, you had 3 with this woman. Like, I understand it was your girl and everything, but now it's like I assume they broke up. She acting like this. No, I need an extra $10K because she don't want to work. See, these women, like, seems like some of these women be trying to trap these athletes and they be falling for it because they don't want to work. They don't have no passion. They don't really got no hobby. So they just, let me just get pregnant by an athlete, and then boom, bag secured. Like literally, that's literally how it looks, gang.
Terms. But recently, Butler sought to terminate the additional payment, arguing that the circumstances have changed, with the youngest child now a 1-year-old and the older children set to start school and preschool. Everyone believes that his new decision might be because the way that Caitlyn has been seemingly spending the money on an expensive lifestyle. As she is seen on IG flying private. With her lavish spending, NBA fans were more concerned about the children's future and the fact that she still doesn't have a job. By the time your kids turn 18, what will they have left after she spends it on her lifestyle? Guarantee she's not setting up any money for them for the future, and that's why she has no job, relying on that man's income for all of her needs. Because of her aggressive demands, Butler's lawyer would be forced to point out the obvious. It must be pointed out that the father and mother were never married. Mother is not entitled to live as if she's married to an NBA player. Further arguing that there is no legitimate reason for mother to insist both on a nanny and that father pay for that nanny. However, the situation got even messier when Jimmy had to pay $30,000 just to cover Caitlyn's legal fees in the ongoing court battle. So basically,
I'm hearing 30,000, 750,000. Damn, bro. Like, can I get $1, bro? Like, they got that bag. Like, shit.
Paying over $500,000 a year in child support, and now has to pay for her lawyers too. That's diabolical. While the case eventually led to mediation, the damage to their reputations was already done. Plus, NBA fans weren't ready to let go yet, making comments about the situation at every opportunity, even on their children's birthdays. However, Caitlyn tried to keep things under control, addressing the issue on her Instagram story. Despite the really thought-provoking discussion taking place in my comments, let's move that to literally any photo other than the ones with our children in them. Better yet, you can join the men in my DMs expressing their grievances. But at least Jimmy Butler had his baby mama issues under control, as the same cannot be said about Zion Williamson, whose reputation and safety are currently in jeopardy. Back in 2023, Zion and his baby mama Akima welcomed their first child together. Since then, their relationship has been anything but smooth. The drama first exploded into public view in June 2023 when another woman entered his orbit, Mariah Mills, who's an adult film star.
It is the Mariah Mills situation.
That she had been in a relationship with Zion, making a series of explosive posts suggesting she also might be pregnant. The Pelican superstar would further find himself entangled in a series of scandals involving this lady for the rest of 2023. Mariah claimed Zion had been paying her to keep their relationship private. However, after the Pelicans' power forward shared a picture of Akima's baby shower, Mariah felt agitated and went on a complete rampage about Zion on Twitter. It got so bad that Twitter had to ban her account after she threatened to release intimate videos of them together. When that clearly didn't work out the way that she wanted, she would go on to accuse Zion of domestic violence.
You guys, I literally did not want to come to the internet, and I'm just tired of saving face for this man that's completely disrespecting me to the world, and I literally have to take this. Every time I come on the internet, people are bashing me because of this man, literally, and I'm tired of it. He knows, he said he's gonna send me $62,000. I have yet to receive that since June. I'm literally here, like, he's literally a liar. You guys, everything he says, he's a liar. He's not who he says he is. I literally been saving face. I did not want to come to the world and let you guys know what he has been doing to me my entire relationship with him. He is a woman beater, and the NBA needs to know this. I literally did not want to come to this because I know he has so many endorsements. But Zion Williamson is a woman beater. And the reason he was paying me off is so I won't come to the world and tell everybody.
However, NBA fans would have a hard time believing her act. She's lying, oh my gosh. Whoever she paid for acting classes frauded her. You know she rehearsed that with her only homegirl. This bitch is lying. The idea of an adult film star claiming to say
don't like sharing your pint?
Then share.
And then Jerry's. I got that in years.
might seem a little too far out of reach. And at some point, she would reach out to the infamous Tony Busby and tried to sue Zion on rape allegations. Unfortunately for her, Tony would decline. A member of our staff spoke to her.
I'm not gonna lie, when you make it to a certain status in life, bro, you gotta watch who you sleep with, like, even more. Watch who you sleep with in general, but when you have something to lose, watch who you sleep with. There's a lot of women out here that just want to trap you for a baby to get your money, bro.
After review, we declined to take her case. We can't comment about the details or merits of her claims. And if you know Tony Busby, you'd know that he has no trouble going against any high-profile celebrity. Him throwing out her case probably means she has no legs to stand on. But this wouldn't be the only time Zion Williamson would be wrapped up with this sort of drama. In early 2025, Akila Love would get pregnant with what is known to be Zion's second baby. At the same time, the Pelican superstar was getting cozy with another woman. His baby mama would take this drama to a criminal level, breaking into Zion's home in Louisiana and physically assaulting the innocent lady, causing her serious damage. And according to police reports, Love had been stalking and egging the lady's home prior to the attack. She would end up getting arrested, charged for home invasion, aggravated battery, and stalking. After getting out on a $50,000 bond, she would prove to be a looming threat, with messages of her threatening to unalive the side piece. Don't worry, it's going to be your head next when I drop this baby. Count your days. This situation has put Zion in an impossible position, as he is now dealing with a pregnant baby mama, facing serious felony charges while trying to protect another woman from ongoing threats. And this might eventually end up in legal proceedings and potential restraining orders. However, the NBA is closely monitoring the situation, as any further incidents could result in league intervention, leaving Zion's career hanging in the balance, which is a common theme among most NBA players with baby mama problems. But one NBA player who refused to get screwed over by his baby mama issues is Gilbert Arenas. Most NBA fans only remember Gilbert Arenas for bringing a blick into the locker room, but not much is said about how well he handled his baby mama problem. Back in 2002, Arenas got engaged to the TV star Laura Govan. The couple had 4 kids before eventually going their separate ways after being together for over a decade. However, in 2015, Govan would file for child support, demanding $244,000 monthly following their breakup. Unfortunately for her, Arenas would beat her in court, settling the pay to only $10,000 instead.
So she wanted $244,000. That's the reason she took me to court. Yes.
Wait. She wanted $250,000 a month.
Yes, because it goes off the contract. So that's what her lawyer calculated.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is the judge says, no, you've been getting $10,000 a month and you have to get out of his house and he's gonna have joint custody. So right there, you want 244, and the judge says, boom.
Joint custody, $10,000.
That right there throws, that's like gambling, and you got $10,000 to go with, and then you get hit first hit, and now you're left with $300.
After taking this massive L, Govan would take the drama to the next level.
So from there, that's when the drama started after I got custody. See, there was no drama before.
She would make things even worse by accusing Agent Zero of infecting her with STDs, which would eventually force the former point guard to hit her with a $3 million lawsuit for defamation, which she unfortunately lost again.
Out here are insane, bro. Like, why would she say that? No, bro. You gotta be careful, bro.
Listen,
and some of these dudes have multiple kids with these women too. They are crazy.
Whether that court shit, you know what I mean? She lost every battle.
After turning what was supposed to be a series of scandals into having his baby mama owe him money, Arenas has proven to be one of the very rare NBA players who refuse to become another casualty of the league's baby mama epidemic. But when it comes to NBA players making questionable decisions concerning the mother of their child, Paul George's situation crowns them all. In 2013, the Pacers' rising star would find himself in a relationship with his coach's daughter, Callie Rivers. And you might think that being with Doc Rivers' daughter would be enough motivation for Paul to stay loyal, not just out of respect for his girlfriend, but also for his coach. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be the case. Paul managed to have a one-night stand with the Miami stripper, Daniela Rajic, eventually getting her pregnant. On the brink of keeping his extracurricular affairs hidden, the NBA star would offer to pay $1 million for her to get rid of the baby. But Daniela refused, and when the baby was born in 2014, Paul George would be caught
the exact same. Refused because they want that bag for a lifetime. That's why. Exactly.
That has plagued so many NBA players. In Paul's case, he had to pay child support to a woman he barely knew while trying to butter up his public image. And the timing couldn't have been worse, as PG-13 was still trying to keep his relationship with his coach's daughter intact. However, Paul George's baby mama situation would get even messier. You see, despite initially trying to pay Daniela to disappear, Paul George would eventually leave Callie Rivers to be with the stripper. And NBA fans had a lot to say. He married someone whose job was to get money from horny men. Say goodbye to 50%. What an idiot. However, PG has managed to prove NBA fans wrong, as he is still happily married to this girl, and the couple recently welcomed.
Crazy, bro. Wow, I forgot he married a stripper. But let me know what you guys think about that video. Thank you for watching. We going crazy, you know what I'm saying? These NBA players out here be wilding. These athletes be wilding with the babies. Be careful who you sleep with, especially when you got something to lose. And that's that. But thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all showing love. We gonna keep doing what we do, and I'll see you in the next video, man.